All right, so I'm gonna be going over pretty much the basic U.S. Army infantryman's kit. So I'll start up here. Here we got, these are reproduction pants, but these are the 4th pattern, which is 68, 69 range. And then this is an original one from 68, 4th pattern. There's slight differences, but these are made in the newly made ripstop. And they, the only difference was really the ripstop and then the drain holes or something along those lines. It's really minute fucking differences for 3rd and 4th pattern, but they all look about the same. And here we have the Vibram Soul Jungle Boots. These are from, I think, June of 67. I don't have a boonie, but I do have this reproduction hot weather cap. It's a newly made repro with elastic in it because I have a big ass head. But typically the wartime dated ones only had 2 rows of stitching right here. But otherwise, I mean, it looks just as good. All right, moving on to the cool stuff. Obviously, we've got the M1 helmet. This is an original 65 or 66 cover. It's pretty sun faded. And this is an original liner. It's got an 80s dated sweatband in it because finding actual wartime helmet parts is actually kind of ridiculously expensive. But this is the early war style of the brand new P65 or P64 style liners with this, instead of the donut style from World War II in Korea, it's got this 5-point suspension or 6-point, I can't remember what it is. But yeah, this is just a standard M1. I think it's a Vietnam era one, so it's got the new quick release style chin straps. And then moving up, we've got my M16A1. Depending what you're doing for collecting or reenacting, you either have this or an XM16E1, which the only difference was on the 16E1s, they didn't have full fencing like around here. It was just this one bar, I believe. And then it had a tri-prong instead of the bird cage. And I've got my 72 dated Law. It's an M72A2. And here we got the M56 style gear. This is just set up for a rucksack. I do have a butt pack, but I don't ever use it because I have a rucksack. There's no reason to use a butt pack really if you have a ruck, because I mean you can fit more in the ruck. These can hold up to 3 mags in them. I mean up to 4 really, but for 3 for easy withdrawal of the mags, because honestly it's a little hard to get out the 4th mag if it's in there. So I just keep 3 in there on each one. And we've got these 3rd pattern nylon trim M56 canteen covers. So they have this nylon trim. They're still made in the green. The 2nd patterns are right here on my ruck. So it's got the cotton trim, but it's got a synthetic wool liner, so it's real soft. And then on the 1st pattern, which I have one right here, it's the World War II style canteen. Let me open this thing up. So it's made out of cotton with the cotton trim, but it's got that real rough, like recycled wool material on it. But other than that, that's the only real differences with these is the cotton trim and the inside. The outside still had the metal buttons and everything like that. Might as well get onto it now. This is the M67 line of canteen covers. So this is basically the father to the Alice Gear style canteens. It uses the slide keepers. This one's from 1968 and 1967. So this one has the plastic snaps. So when M67 first came out, they had plastic snaps. And then about 1972 or 73, they switched to metal snaps, which those only made it to Vietnam in 1975 with the Marines, with the Lenco style. So they still had the cross stitching, like the up and down, but then they had a side one as well. And this is the very early 2-quart canteens. So these were a film bladder. So these came out in 66 or 65. And these expand when you fill them up, obviously. And it's got this little plastic Bakelite cap. But these are pretty decent. They do tend to pop if you like land on them or something like lands on them. But they're pretty okay. And then we've got the lightweight rucksack. Right now, I just have my E-tool. It's a one with the pick and the shovel. So it is a Vietnam style one with the original markings and everything. I think it's a 65. I repainted the handle. I need to repaint it again in a darker shade. I didn't realize how bright it was till it was done. I just haven't got around to it. And this, I think, is a 67 dated poncho. So it's all original stuff. The only thing repro on my ruck is the these 3 straps for the cargo. And then when I got the ruck, it had the original straps up here for the bag, or the support straps, but I took them off and put them down here for this. And I have my shelf on here just to support the bag, because this is an original bag. I don't want to cause any extra stress on this bag, because I mean, it's old as hell at this point. But yeah, these rucks have a little mat pocket right here. Pretty decent inside. I mean, I don't have much in here because still getting some more stuff. But it's got these 3 little pretty decent sized exterior pockets, and then you got little spots for canteens with this strap built in for the canteen. And these originally weren't designed to be mounted this high. They're originally meant to be mounted down here at the bottom of the frame. So this is like a wartime style thing that troops started doing because they figured it out. They're like, hey, I'm gonna move all the weight up on my back instead of at the bottom of my back by my lumbar, because typically if you have a lot of shit on the bottom of your back, it's gonna hurt more than up here. And then in this Claymore bag, this is a post-war one. So it's got these little holes in the middle of the buttons. The wartime, sorry, my phone overheated, but like I was saying, these are the post-war ones. So they have the hollowed out buttons in the middle right here. And the wartime ones don't. The colors are kind of all the same depending on if it's wartime or not. And inside I've got 2 canteens. Most of these canteens are Vietnam dated, but this is just an extra way of carrying extra mags or canteens, or the Claymore itself. So it kind of just depends on what you're doing, but it's all up to you. So on here I've got a carabiner on it. This is a post-war one, but these are exactly what the wartime ones looked like. So I use this to just strap it onto my ruck at any place I can, just to carry the extra water, because water and the ammo are the most important things in Vietnam. You don't want to run out of water because you'll dehydrate, and you don't want to run out of ammo because then you'll have no ammo, obviously. Yeah, these are the 2 styles of bandoliers here. You have the tannish ones and you got the green ones. Both were seen in country. Here's my bipod. These aren't seen too much, except with maybe the Marines in 68 in Hue City. But it's just another cool thing I have. This is the the last style pattern of the cover for them. It just clips on the edge of the M16 underneath the front sight post. Gosh. This here is my hygiene kit. So I've got some sunburn cream from 1968. It's just like a little paste. It's kind of gross. I probably wouldn't even use it, just really for show. And here's an original bar of soap as well. Just like almost like a dial bar. This isn't wartime or any vintage stuff. This is just a modern saving soap that comes in a 10. This is an original razor. I think it's from the 50s. It was one of my family's. But it's got the original blades and stuff, and it's a nice little case, so I like keeping it in here. I got a comb, obviously the brush, and then this mirror. This whole roll and the mirror and the cover for the mirror, not the stuff in it, but just the mirror and the cover, and then the whole case is made by Joe Sabia. This here is his little maker's tag. He's a really good guy. He's a reenactor as well. He does World War II and I think Vietnam for sure. But this is just an outline of everything you could carry. I've got 2 canteens. Shovel, gosh, my phone's not focusing. Poncho liner. I put that poncho liner inside the ruck. And over here I've got sorry, it's so sunny, my phone's gonna probably overheat again. This is a 2000s flare tube that I put a reproduction Vietnam sticker on, so it says 1967 on it, but it's not from 67, it's 2000s. This is a 70s accessory pack, so it doesn't have the cigarettes in it like the Vietnam ones did. This is just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff I carry, like toilet paper, drink powder, you know, modern little stuff for memories, you know. This is a 1963 signal panel. These were, there were ones made closer to Vietnam, so this is technically like pre-frontline troops. But these were used to signal helicopters and all that fun stuff. It just folds out like a modern one. And then here, this is some more post-war, like not post-war, but very, very late war stuff. So around 1969 into 1970, some troops started getting these 30-round mags. These are pre-ban ones. I don't know if they're Vietnam era, but they're definitely pre-1984. And then here we got this nylon sling. Same exact hardware and stuff as the cotton ones, like on my M16. But these, I think, are pretty late war. I want to say 1969, 70 onwards. Probably came around with the 1967 gear to modernize with nylon. But these are Panama sole jungle boots. These are 80s ones, but there is actual Vietnam dated ones. It's kind of, their only difference is this, there's no little stitch right here, like on the Vibram sole ones. You can see the little stitch right here. That's the only real difference with the boots for Panama soles, is the Vietnam ones would have that little stitch. But these are like 1970 onwards. They got to some troops, mainly like the big infantry divisions. Yeah, this is just a really quick overview of everything you could carry. I'm not going to go into too many details, but this is a really good setup for mid to late war for Army. I do have some Marine stuff. I'm waiting to get a couple more items before I can feel comfortable making a video on it. But this is all the general stuff a guy would carry. For magazines, I've seen up to guys carrying about 16 to 18 mags for the 20 rounders. And then canteens, I've seen guys carry fucking like 8 of them. I mean, you can carry as much water as you need to if you need it, depending on the mission. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Is my original flashlight. But yeah, flashlights, they're hit or miss if guys carry them, because if you're using them, it's easier to be seen at night, but at the same time, guys use them. So, I mean, it just depends on the person, the mission, the op order, all that fun stuff. But this is just a really quick overview. This poncho liner, all this stuff is laying on. It's from 1970, so it's an original wartime one. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys.